Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Healthy AF. This is the fourth episode on learning to love your body. We've talked about detaching from your body. We've talked about limiting beliefs. We've talked about, what did we just talk about? We just talked about the language we use to describe our bodies and how we talk to our bodies. And now we're going to hit gratitude. How grateful are we for our bodies? You know, this is such a powerful tool, the tool of gratitude in all the aspects of our lives. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've been in struggle and a friend or a mentor will say, whip out your gratitude list. Oh, yeah. Almost always shifts my focal point from self-pity and negativity into like gratitude and love and appreciation. So that's where we're moving with our body, right? We're coming from, these are all the things that I don't like or that don't work well or that I think is unfair about or I compare to other people into like, wow, actually, I appreciate and love my body. So let's just hit it straight on with gratitude. Now, you might be thinking to yourself like, Amy, I'm not grateful for the extra weight I carry or the chronic illness I have or the achy joints or the injury I just sustained. I get it. Those things can be tough. When I tore my Achilles, it was hard to be grateful. But that experience, hard as it was, and it was hard, gave me a lot of lessons in gratitude. Like, without tearing my Achilles, I don't think I would ever be as grateful for being able to put on my underwear while standing. I don't think I would have been as grateful for standing up in the shower to wash instead of sitting in a chair. I don't think I would have been as in awe at the sheer amount of energy it takes for my body to get up off the couch and hobble into the kitchen and then come back while my body is healing a major injury. I got a lot of respect for my body when she went through that at 49. 49? Yeah, 49. So, how do we do gratitude for our bodies? Well, you might have to dig deep. It might be hard to look at yourself in the mirror if you're not skilled at it and go like, oh my gosh, I am so grateful for you right now. So I'm going to give you some kind of low-hanging fruit that most of us can relate to being grateful for some of these things. I'm grateful that my heart beats without me asking her to beat. I'm grateful that my intestines work, that I can eat, that I can process food, that I can poop, and I never have to think about how the digestion is working. I'm grateful that my body, for the most part, does whatever I ask her to do. If I'm in a CrossFit gym, if I'm on a paddleboard, if I'm picking up a kid, if I am running through the rain or walking through the rain, if I'm standing in the ocean, if I'm appreciating how the sand feels in my toes, that's my body connecting me to all that joy. And I'm so grateful that my skin and my nerves pick up the tactile sensation of the sand, the heat of the sand on top, and the coolness of the sand down beneath. And I'm so grateful to be able to experience that. And I wouldn't be able to do that without my body. So I can be really grateful for my nervous system and my senses and how that works. I'm really grateful that my body helps me process emotion. When I go into the gym and work really hard, and it's been a hard week, I know my body is helping me get rid of some of that nervousness, some of that grief, some of that stress. And I'm very grateful my body does that for me. I'm very grateful that my body fights off viruses and bacterial infections and any of the other things that are in my environment attacking my body all day, every day. My immune system works and fends off cancer cells and irregularities all the time. And I never have to think about that. She just does it. You know, I had a friend in the gym the other day, and she's been nursing a shoulder. Her shoulder has been upset. And so she's been nursing this shoulder for a couple of weeks. And we did a workout that was relatively shoulder heavy. It was a very technical workout. And she went very light on her weight. And I talked to her after the workout, and I was like, how did it feel? And she looked a little disappointed and maybe a little frustrated. And she was like, well, you know, it still wasn't working right. And I said, have you thanked your shoulder yet? And she said, no. And I'm like, man, you know, your shoulder showing up for you to do really anything today. It's kind of like that coworker who comes in and saves the day, even though they've got a lot going on at home. You know, she's really showing up for you right now, even though she's not, you know, like 100%. And I think sometimes we forget that our bodies get run down. They can be inflamed. They can be injured, and yet they still show up for us. They might not be 100%. They might not be perfect. But our bodies try to help us do whatever it is we're asking them to do. And a little bit of gratitude goes a long way. So I hope that gives you something to chew on and something to write down. Get your list out. What are all the things that your body does for you that you are insanely grateful for? Some things that you never have to think about. Some things you just expect to happen. Your body's doing all that miraculous work. How grateful are you for it? That's all I've got for you today. I'll see you next time on Healthy AF.